Hello everyone, today I'm at Sepang Circuit. You cannot mistake the canopy there. And you've got the mushroom down there, you can see more grandstands and you can see the grandstand stretching down there, the control tower, the start line. I'm on the grid at Sepang Circuit and I'm on the grid to bring you this. Because this is a Supra. Underneath all that wide, custom, completely bespoke bodywork is an A90 or a little bit of an A90. It's actually sitting on an A90 platform, but it is fully built to race. And also, if you can hear in the background, and my mic hasn't cut the background sound off, there is Thai music behind. Anyway, this from the back end, we can get a better idea because we've got actually A90 lights in there. These are the full hit Toyota Gazoo Racing Supras that race in Thailand. But the big difference is inside there is a Toyota V8 engine. So this is an A90 based, full hit, no compromise race car with a V8 out of a Lexus. We've got one there and then we've got another one there. Now, if you watch my videos, you'll know this is part two. I made part one about 6 months ago when they launched the first development prototype for its shakedown at Sepang Circuit back on the official TSS test days before the season started, way back in the early part of the year. Now we're at race 8 of Thailand Super Series 2025, and this car is a winner. This car driven by Kunnatavud. Here is a Toyota star of the future here, but we'll leave that for now because here Kunnatavud won at the last round. He's been sticking this car on the podium pretty constantly, and he got a win at the last round. Now we're at round 8, and you can see there's Porsche Cup cars, pretty highly modified there. And there's a Ferrari 296 Challenge over here on pole position for the class. But we'll leave that today, and we're going to focus on these cars because they're absolutely amazing, absolutely epic. And putting a V8 in a Supra A90 has just become the most relevant thing in the world because Toyota are going to run in Australian touring cars with a V8 Supra. So these cars have a similarity, but the big difference actually with the Australian ones, they use a completely different transmission. So I'm going to get off the grid now. I'm going to rewind 5 days back to Wednesday. When these cars arrived, they were sitting in the garage, the engine out, and we can see the whole development of the car. We can see the final evolution, or the final evolution to get racing this year. So let's kick back. Hello everyone, today I'm starting my video off with a V8 engine, a Toyota family V8 that comes out of a Lexus, and you can see here by the details on it, this is a full racing build. The 2UR GSE engine that goes in this car here. Now, I'm going to take you around the side and show you something that will surprise you if you haven't been paying close attention to my channel. That is a Supra A90. That is a full race build Supra with a family V8 engine in it. It's actually just come out because they are changing the clutch, and you can see there's a guy working down here. I don't want to get in their way too much, but you can see the transmission sitting there, pushed back right into the cockpit. So this is a full, no compromise race car build. But this engine is absolutely epic because Toyota Gazoo Racing, the full factory racing team from Thailand, run a Toyota A90 with a Lexus V8 engine in it. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you'll already know this because about 3 or 4 months ago, I caught up with them when they were testing the prototype in Buriram, when they were developing it and getting it ready. Now the car is finished. It's actually done 6 races already, and it's won one of those 6 races. So this is a V8 Supra race winner, full factory effort. You can see the GR badging. It runs in Toyota Gazoo livery. Everything's stripped off this car at the moment, so you can't quite see the full livery, which I will show you in a minute on track. And we can see all the front end, and this is all modular. Basically, Toyota Gazoo Racing Thailand, they have taken the A90 production platform, and these chassis have come off the production line, which means also, very unusually for a race car, they are right-hand drive. It's all composite, it's all carbon fiber, all CRP materials, and you can see this huge carbon fiber rear racing wing with a gurney flap there and these swan neck mounts. And again, if we look in the back, you can see all the suspension, all the cooling. You can see all the carbon fiber in there and the MCS suspension. This is a full race car. And you can see on the front end here, it's basically been chopped off there, and then they have put this structure in here to support the engine, to cover the safety, and it's all modular, it all drops out. So you can see these huge racing discs, AP racing calipers, single locking hub nut style. You can see an oil cooler hanging there and all the piping, because they are pulling the engine out. And down here we can see it is side exit. Basically, these manifolds here, the exhaust comes out and it comes out here and then it goes straight out to the bodywork. It is pure race, no compromise whatsoever. So, this is part 2. I made part 1 when it was a prototype, when it was all unrefined. The body wasn't finished, the aero wasn't finished, all the details weren't finished. So now I want to come back and make part 2 and show you this car in action on track. It won last time out in Sepang, but I was super busy that weekend, so I didn't have time to come down to the garage to look at the car. So I want to now look at the car and show you the car as a race winner. And we walk around to the back and you look how crazy that car is, how wide it is. We can see the production tail lamps are still here, and we can see how the production body would go around here on the GR Supra. But then we've got this huge wide body here, and you look at that extra width. It is absolutely crazy. All a composite material, and you can see all this carbon fiber in there, and you can see the carbon fiber in there as well, and then a pure racing suspension setup. This is a no compromise Supra V8 race car, and it goes up against Porsches, it goes up against Ferraris, it goes up against Lamborghinis. If Toyota want to win, they have to build something special, and it is 100% built and developed in Thailand. Although the brain trust at Arto is big, they have Japanese engineers coming in. They have a lot of very clever people developing these cars. Now, effectively, this car, all the powertrain has been lifted out of last year's Lexus RCFs that they run in the Super Car GTM class. So they basically lifted all that powertrain out and dropped it into a Supra A90 shell that has been then built up completely for racing. All that is really stock is kind of the A-pillars here, the floor pan, these parts coming up here. That's it. Everything else has been stripped out. And you can see how far back the driver sits. In fact, let me walk around the other side and show you how far back the driver sits. We've got a carbon fiber dashboard, and you can see all the switches, all the instruments here, the data logger there. The steering wheel is right back here. We've got a sequential shifter. And you can see we've also got these huge Bride racing seats, saddle harnesses, all completely pulled back. And you can see the pedal box there. And you can see how high Nataverd, the driver, his legs are actually going almost horizontally, almost like in a Formula One car. So it's completely crazy. And again, all the front end is gone, but we can see this part section behind the rear wing, behind the clamshell. And again, we can see how wide it is. And we can see that piece of exhaust exit coming out there. Absolutely amazing car. And we can see the guys are hard at work on the engine, hard at work on all the details. So I don't want to get too much in their way. Anyway, I wanted to start this video off right here because I wanted to show you the engine sitting out of the car. We might not see that again all weekend. It changed in the clutch. The car's been shipped down in a container from Thailand for this race. So maybe some condensation, maybe some moisture has got in, sitting in a container for several weeks. And now they are looking at it and sorting it out and doing all those kind of preparations that you do on the first day, the paid practice day. And in fact, we can look at some of the aero parts on here. And you can see we've got these composite doors with perspex windows, the sliders, the intakes, and a huge composite bonnet as well. And you can see some of the carbon fiber detailing around it as well. And I just want to show you the front end, because the whole front bumper lifts off, and we've got this gigantic carbon fiber splitter on it, dive plates, so we can see the air intakes, you can see mesh and everything going on. And when this is put together, I need to show you that next, because when it's together, the engine is so far back, we have this huge space in front. And in fact, let me go and have a look at the other one, the number 9 car driven by Manat and Natapong. And then we can get a better idea of the engine in the car, because look at that. That is absolutely incredible. The engine is pushed right back. The transmission is right inside the car, the whole transmission. And you can see how much space there is here. They've got a gigantic radiator here and these huge carbon ducts sucking the air up. And we can see this front clip all lifts off modular one piece. We can see the headlights with those LED lights in it. And then you can see all the pure racing 8-arm double wishbone suspension and these gigantic front hubs, all bespoke CNC machine parts here. The big discs, the AP racing calipers, the single hub nuts, you can see it all working there. The suspension along here, and then the engine sitting so low down and so far back, they have so much space. And all this structure has all been machined and individually bespoke done. See the steering rack here, and the steering column comes right across here, right into the steering rack like that. So pretty much walked you all around this car. They're all stripped down now, but since I did the prototype walk around, all the bodywork has been refined, all the aero has been absolutely honed. And we can look more clearly in the back end here with this suspension right across there, all beautifully machined. And look at those alloy plates that hold the swan neck mounts in place. So basically the chassis of the car stops here. So like the front end, we've got this huge overhang over the structure. Here the structure ends there. And then you can see all this has been designed specially for racing, no compromise. All this carbon fiber in here, absolutely a no compromise built car. And another crazy big adjustable rear wing. The headlights and all the air intakes lift off in one piece. So you can see we've got a radiator, we've got some carbon and metal support structures, and we've got the two headlights sitting there and a huge carbon intake where we've got one big one and two smaller ones all around. And those headlights look incredibly big when they're off the car. So you can see the detail and the work and the engineering and the thought that has gone into building these cars. These are pure, no compromise race cars. And here we can see a massive air intake. And here there's a technician repairing the floor. So the next thing I want to do is I want to walk out to turn 2, and I want you to hear this car because it sounds like nothing else at all. The Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, the Porsches, the Audis, they have a completely different sound. This will shake your teeth out, the noise it makes. So I'm going to take a walk up to turn 2 and show you the car in action next. So here it is, coming out of the pits. Round turn 1, little bit of a dab and look, a bit of sliding there, and then dropping down through turn 2. And here it is coming down that massive long Sepang Main Street. That sounds really nice. We've actually got another V8 here as well on track, one of the TA2s. So we've got two V8 cars here making a lot of noise. So in between the cars racing, I've just come into the Toyota garage before they do the pit stop. And when they do the pit stop, I'm going to go up on the roof to get the view down. Anyway, I want to show you the wheels on these cars because these are just absolutely epic. Absolutely classic style Volk racing wheels. And you just couldn't get any better if you wanted to pick a wheel for this car than picking these. Anyway, the crew are starting to get ready for the pit stop. So I'm going to head on out of their way. Now the race over, we're standing in front of the podium and the cars are coming in. And the number 24 Toyota is P3. Absolutely epic. No win today, but a P3 is good enough. We're right in front of the podium, and the other Toyota is down here, finished P4. So P3 and a P4 for the two Toyotas. And they're walking away. He started walking up, now he's walking away, is Natapong, who brought that one in. And just getting out of the number 24 Toyota is Nataverd, who was just getting his gloves and his helmet off. Excellent driving today because he started from the back. And here's my friend Sarah as well, I should also mention. And here's Berm as well. Everyone is down here to check out the Toyotas. And over here, we've got the winning Ferrari. And you see you've got a Porsche in P2. So you've got Toyota, Ferrari and Porsche. These are turnkey race cars. So Toyota have got to be really on the ball to build a car themselves from scratch or from a floor pan that can compete with sophisticated advanced race cars that have been developed by OEMs and are ready to race when you buy them. So P3 today, this is Saturday's race 1. Let's see what Sunday's race 2 brings us. The number 24 is getting pushed away now, but right here we have Nataverd right by the number 3 sign. The most successful driver ever in Thai motorsport. He was winning when I arrived in Thailand nearly 15 years ago. And he's still winning today. Although today he's on a P3. And now he's being interviewed by the TV people. And here's Manot, another one of the drivers who drives these Supras. There's absolutely no better way of getting across how amazing these Supras sound than standing in the middle of the main straight at Sepang Circuit and watching them go flat out down towards turn 1 over there. And with the sun going down as we speak, it is absolutely epic. An epic setting for an epic car. And we can see here the sun dropping in the sky. So short story, race 2, P2. It's absolutely boiling hot out there. The Ferrari won again, the Porsche was 3rd, and the Toyota was 2nd. Absolutely epic. And here is the driver, Nataverd, and he looks hot and tired. So we'll keep right out of his way. So it's night time in the Toyota garage. You see it's gone dark out there and you can see they're all at work on these cars. But before I finish this video, I have got to introduce you to Nataverd because He is the only man in the world who has won a sports car race in a V8 powered Supra, and that one to be exact. So this guy has an absolutely amazing record, along with all his other amazing records in Thai motorsport. So I've ended my video speaking to Thailand's #1 superstar driver who has yet another record to his name. And I'm done. The guys are working really hard on these cars now, getting them cleaned up from today's race. But I am done, I'm finished. I wanted to bring you a part 2, an update on the Supra V8, built by Toyota Gazoo Racing to race in Thailand, because it's incredibly epic. I'll just go past the 296 challenge and just mention I've made a whole video on that car explaining it. So if you want to see that, just look right above and I'll drop the link up there. Anyway, I'm done with part 2. Part 1 I showed you, they had just built the car in something crazy like a month, and they were just shaking it down, and all the bodywork was development and evolutionary, and nothing was finished. Now it's done 8 races. It's won a race. It's been on the podium multiple times. It's a race-winning Toyota Supra V8 with a Supra platform and a Lexus engine. So I'm done. If you like this video, please hit the like button for me. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you watching my video and getting right through it. And for loads more content like this, and for sure, I will have an update for you when next year, for sure, they have an Evo version of this car racing in Thailand. So please hit me a sub, keep up to date. But for now, I'm done. I'll see you soon. It's good night from Sepang Circuit.